Bikini Driving School is brought to you by Factory Spike's first original comedy, Sundays at 10 p.m.
$250,000. What does that buy you in today's economy? Well, in some parts of the country, it buys you a house. In Southern California, it buys you this, the Ferrari 575 Maranello. 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds with a top speed of 203 miles per hour.
This Ferrari 575 Maranello is a car for people who want a Ferrari, but perhaps want theirs more civilized. More likely to cruise about town on the way to their favorite club than tear up the racetracks, the 575 defies Ferrari's fundamental philosophy of rear engine, rear drive. That's because in this car they've stuffed a 5.7-liter aluminum V12 under the hood rather than behind the driver's ear. Sacrilege, you say? Well, to steal a line from National Lampoon's Vacation, if you think you hate it now, wait till you drive it. With an 11-to-1 compression ratio, the Ferrari's power plant turns out a whopping 508 horsepower. This from a car built more than 5 years ago. It revs to a very respectable 7,750 RPM and uses Ferrari's F1 gearbox. Inside, the interior is part F430, part Maserati Cambio Corsa. The steering wheel is exactly what you'd expect of a Ferrari of this vintage, with large paddles begging you to ignore the auto shift feature. Even though there's a V12 under the hood, you'd never know it by the car's quiet exhaust note. The stock exhaust misses the stunning staccato that is the essence of all Ferraris, traded in favor for a more muffled note that really detracts from the experience. Fortunately, this car is wearing an aftermarket piece. Even so, it's civil enough for daily driving, even for the wife. But once you mash the gas, you're reminded that the Ferrari DNA is very much a part of this car.
All in all, it is a great GT car, I freely admit that. But who in their right mind is going to pay $240,000 for this kind of Ferrari if it doesn't perform like one? Well, maybe this 575 Maranello doesn't look as flashy as some other Ferraris, but on paper its performance is right up there with the F430. Or is it? We thought it would be interesting to find out what these cars really do with just an average driver behind the wheel. It's a little easier to do it when you have a magazine road test editor in a controlled environment. What does the car actually do on the street? This device retails for about $250, and once calibrated to the car's weight, it's accurate to within a tenth of a second. I've tested it out on a racetrack, and it does indeed live up to its advertised claims. So all we had to do is plug in the car's curb weight. We added a little bit for the upgraded wheels and the weight of the passengers, and we dialed it in and then went out and did some road tests. We made 3 runs back to back and then averaged the results. The results were actually pretty impressive. According to the little device, the data we extrapolated gave us a 0 to 60 time of 4.4 seconds and a wheel horsepower number of 414 horsepower. Actually, that's not bad. This real-world testing bears out what we already suspected, and that is basically that the 575 Maranello's subtle appearance is really just an attempt to pull the wool over your eyes. It is still very much a wolf in sheep's clothing. It's certainly worth every nickel, and it has truly earned the right to wear the Ferrari badge with pride. So a person who buys this car, I don't suspect that this is their only Ferrari or their first Ferrari. I think people were probably more inclined to buy an F430 or an F360 or something along those lines. So the 575 Maranello is kind of the gentleman's Ferrari. Perhaps it's the wife's car, or perhaps it's your car for cruising to town on a Saturday night. But I certainly don't think it would be my first and only choice if I was going to buy a Ferrari.
Honestly, how's things with you and Meg?
Off.
I hate her.
How are you and Debbie?
Good.
I should have known you'd be over here jerking off the keg.
Bitch, don't hate. reflections as I pass. All you skinny bitches can kiss my